Hello viewers, I am LAKSHMI Padmanabhan. Welcome to Gandhi Hacks in South Africa. Well, after the parties and the gifts and the send-off, Mohandas Gandhi, Kasturba and the sons embarked on their voyage to the homeland in October. This time they were to really settle down in India. The attraction for Gandhi was the Indian National Congress. He wanted to be a part of its activities. I shall be dealing with the very first encounter that Gandhi had with the Indian National Congress later. Before that, I would like to speak about a very significant serendipitous engagement that came his way in the first part of the voyage. That was the stopover in Mauritius. SS Nowshera, the steamship that Gandhiji travelled by, made an unscheduled stopover in Mauritius. It went on for 21 days and it turned out to be a real windfall for the Mauritians. Gandhi could meet the indentured labourers who had come there as the indentured labourers had come to South Africa. They had come there to work in the plantations and they were spending days in extreme poverty and misery. Appalling poverty they were in. So Gandhi could meet them, talk to them. He exhorted them to educate their children. He asked them to fight for their rights, political and social rights. This had a huge impact on them and it laid the foundations of the intellectual growth of the Indians in Mauritius. And cut to 21st century, we find in Mauritius people of Indian origin occupying very high positions there. The Prime Minister himself, Praveen Kumar, belongs to a Hindu Yadav family. All these achievements of the Indians in Mauritius could be traced to that unexpected stopover that Mohandas Gandhi could make in Mauritius. Mauritius has a Mahatma Gandhi Institute, a Gandhi Bhavan and a Gandhi Maidan. And they celebrate his birthday and the day he stepped foot on Mauritius, on the port, and his contribution to Mauritius. Now to come back to the main voyage, Gandhi and family landed in Bombay towards the end of November. The 17th conference of the Indian National Congress was to take place on 27th December. So Gandhi left Kasturba and the sons in Rajkot and joined a delegation of people from Bombay. There were 43 delegates from Bombay who were attending the conference. Towering figures like Sir Firoz Mehta and W.E. Vacha were there. It was a very great occasion for Gandhi, but somehow he did not find Sir Firoz Mehta as enthusiastic as he was when Gandhi met him first earlier in 1896. Firoz Mehta sounded a little less positive about what the Indian National Congress could do for the South African Indian. He said that they could maybe pass Gandhi's resolution on South Africa. Beyond that, not much could be expected. Now this was a little disheartening for Gandhi, but nevertheless he joined them and reached Calcutta. On reaching, Sir Firoz was welcomed with great fanfare. He was taken to the camp. Mohandas Gandhi did not know where to go. He felt a bit lost there. He had to ask a volunteer as to where he should go. Now this he must have felt a little bad about, because his position in Natal was something very, very different. Here he was a nobody. He was taken to the same camp as that of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and that was a lot consoling to him. What he discovered about the atmosphere the style of functioning of the camp was very, very disappointing. He got to know that the Indian National Congress met just 3 times a year, and the rest of the time they all went to sleep. The volunteers did not get an opportunity to learn to serve, did not get a chance to really understand what leadership is, what working in the public sphere is, and so on. It was very, very disappointing. The delegates were no better. They never did anything on their own. They always asked the volunteers to do this and that, volunteer do this, volunteer do that. All this was quite strange to Mohandas Gandhi, who was in the habit of doing everything himself. He would sweep the floor, he would clean the latrine, and he would not wait for anyone to come and do these things for him. So it was really something that he could not understand. And much more shocking was the state of hygiene in the place. There were very few toilets and they were all very dirty. He asked for a broom, and that was a question that they did not really understand. Why is this man asking for a broom? Somehow he managed to get one and he cleaned the toilet that he was going to use. Much more shocking than the state of hygiene was the discovery that untouchability was practiced by people in the Congress camp. The Tamilians had a kitchen away from the others, and the cooking was done in private, the eating was done in private. It all meant that the delegates who were there in that kitchen, they must have been upper caste people, and they did not want people whom they suspected of being untouchables to come anywhere near them. If this was the state of affairs in the Congress camp, what would be the situation in the wider public? That was the disturbing fact which Mohandas Gandhi had to contend with. The main function of the Congress took place 2 days after the delegates reached the camp. It was a mega affair. The volunteers shone in their uniform. It was a very huge pavilion. All the prominent leaders were seated on the dais. The resolutions were discussed at length and passed. Resolutions moved by the prominent personalities. Gandhi's resolution on South Africa was backed by Gokhale and it was passed, but it was not discussed, and that was a disappointment for Gandhi. But it must be taken as a victory, because it was such a contrast to what he experienced in Calcutta last time when he visited it. By now, that is by 1901, his position as a leader of his people in South Africa was recognized by everyone. Also, he got a detailed picture of the organization which he was to head after a few years. Gandhi stayed on in Calcutta for a month. Initially, he stayed in the India Club, but later Gokhale took him home. Now, Calcutta was a place that had to be known. It was the capital of British India. It was not just the political capital, it was also the spiritual capital, in the sense that Swami Vivekananda was alive at that time. And before Vivekananda, there was Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Sharada Devi. How he spent the time in Calcutta, the people he met there, and the places he visited, we will see in the next episode. Thank you.